Hi and welcome to the Volunteering Academy's Open Talk. You join us for episode 4 and our final episode in this month's Men's Mental Health Chat. Today, Rich, Matt, Neil and Chris talk about the power of volunteering on our mental health. Matthew does some very, very big name dropping. And Neil is pure comedy as he calls Mike Tyson a clown, tells us a few boxing stories, and Matthew talks Neil through some boxing techniques and how he uses these in his own Knockout Depression mental health talks. This one is really worth tuning in for. Enjoy.
It's about you being the best person you can.
Yeah,
if that means you've got
yeah.
to take an hour out doing art or doing whatever, that makes you such a better person for the rest of your family.
Yeah,
your relationships are so much stronger because of that. Because you're not cheating them. You're giving them the best version of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
We get that in the volunteering world. There was a misconception about what volunteering is. Exactly what you said.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, there is a way to build your CV, get into work. There's all the benefits of that, of course there is. But the conversation I always have with people who want to come and volunteer, want to get back into community groups, whatever. What's your passion?
Yeah.
What are you into? Let's start with that.
Yeah,
Can you do anything in that? Because you are going to get more out of this doing something you love, and you're going to give more to it. You're going to take more time to do it than just going to just do something for the sake of doing something.
It's almost like you think of it more as a hobby, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like that's what we used to call it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like just doing hobbies, like, and sometimes it might be with other people, it might not be. You know, not all volunteering's like with other people, is it? Like sometimes you have to get on with your own stuff and like get on with it and do that. And there can be all sorts of different. I mean, there can be roles where you're doing stuff at home, can't you? You can be like working with the whole team. Like you could be outdoors if you like the outdoors and you want to like work for like, you know, volunteer for Tees Valley Wildlife or whatever. You know, one of these organisations that are doing like research. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I think just even like people look at opportunities and they'll look at something like Teesside Hospice and they go, why would I want to volunteer there? Teesside Hospice, obviously the nature of what they do, but there's so many different opportunities within each organisation is exactly that. It's an organisation and it needs every role filled to run that organisation, whether it's a health and safety man, whether it's somebody doing the garden. They need somebody in every one of them roles, and a lot of the older generations have either got them skills that they can bring to that, and maybe somebody younger will pick them skills up from that.
Yeah.
It's such a valuable area where people can gain skills, use the skills they want, and help themselves.
I think that's a good point, mate. And I'm going to be the unpopular one now because I'm going to sort of bring this conversation slightly to an end. Because I'm conscious of time, but I'm also conscious I worry about spending time you guys telling us what you do.
We
want to promote that as well. We can maybe punch some people as well.
Not
having the pats.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was promised that. That's the only reason I was told I could punch someone.
But that'd be great. And I just kind of, I suppose, want to thank all of us for kind of sitting around the table and actually having an open conversation about it. I'm not trying to put the world to rights as such or fix anything, but I think it's really important for us to promote 4 guys sat on the table talking about personal experiences as how we've taken that into our professional lives as well, and how we try, I suppose, to kind of promote that, help people as best we can. So I think it's really important that we've done this and that we can share it with others.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, just a massive thank you, really.
Yeah, I think it's
sorry, I have to kind of bring it to an abrupt end.
We really debated about whether we should have a set of questions and that.
We did.
But I think it's worked. I mean, Chris is always like, oh no, just get on with it and do it. It's much more fruitful that way, and it is definitely.
Just don't like planning, do I?
Yeah.
It's not work.
Yeah. So within
walls now, don't you?
within my like marketing and stuff, and within my programs, like some of the images of boxes I use, the ones I painted, rather than it's visual. It gives it a particularly unique, like, individual identity. You know, it's like the branding stuff, and then it's and
it's you, and that's kind of what it's about.
But the connection like that on it's like that. Say the one I did recently, like I was commissioned by one of my favourite ever boxers, is like to do a personal portrait of him and his wife, and I'm like flipping it. I was like, "Have you ever seen this?" Look, he's like, it's just like. Wow. And I'm the man, apparently. In his words, you're the man.
That's awesome.
And it's just like, but things that you just wouldn't have ever imagined happening, you couldn't have go out and planned for. But again, it comes down to this human connection. I always, because I work, I've been worked in boxing, and I was, meeting and working with people I used to watch on telly with my dad growing up, and And I used to get teased a bit. I never lose. I'm a fan for, you know what I mean? Like these, but at the same time, they're just people, and it really, you know, they're like when you say, "Oh, that fight, I watched that," and I remember the guy Richie Woodall. He's world champion. He's a commentator still, and he's part of the GB coaching setup. And I got well with Richie. We were chatting, and he boxed. He won an Olympic bronze medal in the semi-final. He boxed Roy Jones Jr., one of the best fighters ever lived. I mean, he was just incredible. And Richie boxed him in the semi-final at the Seoul Olympics. Jones won, and I just presumed that Jones hammered him because he did everyone. And in his prime, he didn't lose a round. And I ended up watching it on YouTube, and it was a really good close fight. It was like Jones pulled away in the last round. I said, "Hey Richie," I watched your fight with Roy Jones the other day. He goes, "I was all right, wasn't I?" And it's like, you know, they're just like, you know, they're just like, "I was all right, wasn't I?" I said, "Yeah, you were quite handy there, Richie." And everyone else said that to you, and I was like, you know, so what did you think? Oh, well, you know, I thought you could have been a bit better. Like, but again, it's just people. I remember Carl Frodge at the water cooler, like, "Oh, you can't. Got a headache, I don't want to spart today." I'm like, you're hard as nails, what are you talking about? I've got a headache. It's just people. And it's connection.
It's such an area where men's mental health is so prevalent, isn't it? Sort of boxing and that.
Oh, yeah.
Tyson talking, as much as Tyson comes across as a little bit of a clown, I thought on that night he put it across so well.
I'm going to film this, Neil, and you're going to whack Matthew.
Right.
Come on.
Have you boxed before?
No.
Right.
Well, not for a lot of years.
Okay.
Have you ever like called Shandy Boyds? He used to run before your time, but he used to take boxing and hand it in recreation.
Oh, right, okay.
And we used to pay £1 to go to this boxing. I went there, he smacked me. I went on my backside, and that was your £1 gone.
Yeah, that's old school approach. I'm not going to do that, Neil. Right, okay. Are you left-handed or right-handed? Right-handed, right, okay. Right, we'll get you, first thing first, got to get in your correct stance. So, right, stand.
Everything's a pound.
Feet shoulder width apart. One step forward with your left foot.
You give you a pound in.
That's it. Turn your feet 45 degrees inwards. Other way, both of them.
Yep.
Right, step foot. That's it. And slight bend in your knees. So what you should be able to do is roll a tennis ball between here.
Right.
Okay. Right. Point the front foot towards me. That's it. Right. So the importance with that. So you've got stability. You should be able to rotate your hips. That's where your power from. That's where your punches come from. These are your big powerful muscles up here. So that allows that, and it also gives you stability. So push me. Now wait. Push me properly. Right. Now do it. Right. Okay. So just that stand, it gives you that balance. Okay. So hands. What's the job of your hands in boxing?
To punch.
And
defend.
Punch and defend self. So boxing, hit and not get hit. So these need to be protecting you. So hands straight up, palm forward, turn inwards, drop them. So, and this is where you're protecting. So your jaw, your chin. All right. So that's your basic stance. And we're going to throw the first punch. What do you think? Do you know is the most important punch in boxing? First punch you'll in. What's that? Tell me where it is.
Yeah. Jab? No, that's a jab.
Right. No. So you're right in that its first punch is the jab, but we also call the jab the straight lead hand to the head because that tells you exactly what it is. So show me what you think is a straight lead hand to the head. Okay, which is your lead hand?
That one,
yeah. Yeah. So often, and this one that kind of. So one of the things we be doing, kind of helping people that again think differently, understand mental health. One of the things I always highlight, you have to throw that hand because that's the dominant hand. People do what they're comfortable and familiar with. Even the instructions, the lead hand, do what they're familiar with. And this one of the things we do as humans, we do what we're comfortable and familiar with, even if it's not necessarily good for us. Relationships are an example. We stick with what we know, rather than because it's hard to change and do something different and create new habits. And when we learn that, one of the things, getting people using the non-dominant hand feels very uncomfortable often. Yeah. So, reason this is the first punch we use, because this is closest to my opponent and the quickest route from here to there is a straight line. So the jab is the most effective punch. If I can't land that, I'm not landing anything else. Okay? So yeah, again. And again. Try not to lean forward. So just straight. That's it. Okay, give you a target. So put your arm out, measure the distance. Right, so throw that. That's it. And again. So that's your first point. Now, one of the things I highlight around mental health around this, is most people in boxing, what do you tune into? If you're going to watch a fight, what are you hoping to see? Knockout. Generally, so they're the fights itself. So I feel like Mike Tyson, big sellers, because big punch. One punch knockouts are very rare in boxing. In an evenly matched contest, in amateur boxing, you rarely see a knockdown, let alone a knockout. But a one punch knockout is what everyone wants to see. And I would say it's a similar thing with kind of mental health. When we're struggling, it's like, what's that one thing? And people ask me, I don't know if you've had this, what was the thing that got you through it? As if you suddenly found the answer and the solution and that's it. But it's not about that. It's not about the one punch knockout. And actually, it's the jab. It's a steady, consistent work. Most fighters run off the jab.
Yeah.
You don't tune in to watch the 100 best for jabs video and you'll watch Mike Tyson's best knockout. But that's what does the work for you. Muhammad Ali said, don't hit hard. If you keep doing that, you're going to get dizzy pretty quickly. It's that consistency, the small things that you do consistently that work. So, get back to that jab. Okay. Alright, good stuff. Right, I'm going to move around now. Okay, now backwards. Okay. Okay. That's it. So straight. That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay. Okay. Good stuff.
Right there. Good stuff.
Well done, mate.
That's amazing. I love that.
Just wait till my man, mate. How old do you have to be to start the boxing?
To start, you can start competing at 10.
I think you're old enough now.
No, my grandson's he's towing out and he's looking to get into it.
No, yeah. 10. Because the thing is, if the...
Thank you so much for tuning in to episode 4 and our final episode for Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. A big thank you to Matthew Williams and Richie Andrew for joining us. Please do go and check out the amazing work they do at Every Man Can and at Knockout Depression. And thank you all for tuning in. Hopefully, we'll see you soon. Take care.